Good morning. Good morning, digital pathology trailblazers. We are live at 6 a.m. EST, which is East Coast in the US, and I see 6 people here. I am so thrilled to have you here live. This is amazing. Let's say hi. Let's see if you guys can comment. This is a total experiment, this journal club, but let me show you what I have. I commented to myself, and I have more people coming in. I'm so excited. So let me show you. Let me focus. How about we focus? Today is the first edition of DigitPath Digest. Good morning, Kate. It's amazing to have you so early. I can show your comments. I'm going to be showing. Milena, good morning. Amazing. Thank you so much. I was waking up at 5 and I doubted myself whether that was a good idea. But I see you here. Hi, Scott. Hi, Hussein. Amazing to have you here. Okay, so half an hour. Let's be concise. I'm going to show you what I have. I have a tablet here with the papers. So what form do there is going to be an intro, right? So bear with me before we actually get to those papers, and we'll see how many we will get. Just oh, Bob, so good to have you here. Guys, tell me if you hear me well and if you see me well. I assume so because you reacted to my comment. But just give me a yes sound or something that you hear me well. Okay, focus, girl. What we're doing, we're showing you what I have here. We're gonna go bigger, but I have here a pen and I have this tablet, and what happens every week, and I recorded a video how you can do it too if you want it. But before I joined you, before I started this initiative, I already had several failed literature review initiatives. But anyway, number one, I have here the PubMed alerts. Where does it say? PubMed here, PubMed. And PubMed every week, so on Saturday, June 22nd, in the morning, that was a Saturday, it sends me what's new for digital pathology and artificial intelligence. I set this up. Look, I can't even blow it up. This is amazing. I set this up as a PubMed alert. When you have an account on PubMed and you want to have, and I see you guys are here. No, Emmanuel cannot hear me. That is no good. Can others hear me? I see yes. I see yeses. Okay. So I assume, Emmanuel, it's on your end. Okay. Athena, hello. So PubMed alerts, you can have it too. You can, if you have other interests, because we are all multi-interest creatures, you can set different keywords, and there is going to be a video. You're going to get an email about this video. Okay, Emmanuel, it's working for Emmanuel. Perfect. So I did that, and I get a lot of abstracts. Let me show you how many. I don't know if we're going to go through all of them, but different views here. So one, I think I put like 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 is an overkill, guys. We're not gonna go through 10. We'll see how many we go through, and we'll take it from there. That's okay. That's totally fine. So I have those alerts, and it's an experiment. Experiment first in how useful that's going to be. Second, how consistent I'm going to be. So my goal is to be consistent. I told you I already started several initiatives that failed. This one has to be successful, and I'm dedicated and motivated and committed. So keep me accountable. If you don't see an email every week that this is happening, reach out and say, hey, Alex, what is this? Are you like failing again with your initiatives? And I have an incentive to stay consistent. I have an incentive to a good afternoon, Fadinda. Amazing to have you here. Amazing to have you here live so early in the morning. So the reward I'm going to give to myself is, so now I'm working with this tablet, but there is another tablet that I dream of. I've been dreaming of this tablet for a long time, which I don't know why I didn't buy it, maybe for this occasion. It's the um, not Lenovo, this one Lenovo, the other one that you always use for annotations. Send me in the comments, what were you, a Wacom tablet. So there, when I started my first job, there was this huge Wacom tablet, like very big, like 2 computer screens, and I loved working with it. And maybe I'm not gonna be buying this one, but it was not like out of reach if you put your mind to it. It was a couple $1,000s to get it. So obviously more than a computer monitor or a little tablet, but if we are to do it and to use annotating to annotate the papers, then that's going to be my reward. So without further ado, let's see how we do it. And by the way, when you listen to it, whether it's a recording or live, and you think like something is stupid or something that you particularly like, obviously that makes my heart warm. But also, if something is stupid, let me know in the comments that this was bad, this you liked, this paper was not interesting. Why do I need that? Because then I can get better, right? Obviously. But I was reading recently a book. I'm still reading it, Present Like Steve Jobs on Presentations. And that's not the first book that I'm reading on presentations. Um, and you know what they say in those books on presentations? That an important part of giving good presentations is practicing it. How many of you practice your presentations before you go and present? Give me a practice if you do, or give me a no practice in the chat if you don't. So I don't practice that much. And I thought, okay, all those books say you should practice, but I don't. So I have to like figure out a way to do it well without practicing. And then I started analyzing, okay, were there any, oh, Kate practices. You guys, you're so much better than me. Karima practices. Oh my goodness, I feel not great now, but I feel you are amazing. So anyway, practicing. There were 2 instances in my life where I actually practiced the presentation, or maybe there were more. Um, yeah, and we have practice depends on the presentation from David. Okay, David, I'm more in your camp. Scott is practicing, guys. Okay, I'm so inadequate. That's okay. Uh, this is gonna be our practice ground. Okay, so we're starting. I'm promising. Anyway, 2 instances where I practiced. One was when I was doing my PhD and we were preparing for an European Society of Toxicologic, Veterinary Pathology Conference, ECVP, and they made us practice at our institute. And some people were like, "What are we kids do? Why do we need to practice in front of everybody? Does the professor need to see that we are like mature enough to present it?" And they made us present 4 times, and I was like, okay, whatever, I have to do it, let me do it. And I practiced, and it was dedicated practice where we would all go to the lecture room, and people were supposed to write down slide numbers and tell you what they didn't like, what should be better. And they did, right, 4 times, and by the 4th time it was good. And that was a conference where I actually won an oral presentation award. So as much as I hate practicing, or as I don't do it, I do get better results when I do. And the second instance was when I was little, like not that little, 14, I went to musical school, and I played guitar. And then I flanked out because you have to practice a lot. But there was one exam where I actually practiced so much that if you would give me a guitar, and I'm going to do a demo one time, I don't have a guitar here. If you would give me a guitar, I can still play half of this particular you don't say song for classical music, piece by Johannes Sebastian Bach. It was a bourrée that I learned so well that I can put my fingers on this guitar, and at least half of this song I can play with closed eyes. So these were the two instances, and the goal is like, how do I engineer my environment to actually do something that gives me good results? And it's gonna be this particular paper review. And now I am done rambling. Only 10 minutes, guys. That's not too bad. And let's go to full screen mode. Give me tips, what you like, what you don't like, and send me papers. So let's start with the first abstract, which is prostate cancer risk stratification by digital histopathology and deep learning. I started playing with it a little bit and deciding, okay, how am I going to present it? So this paper is by Yanan Shao et al. And what I'm going to be doing, kind of selfishly, I'm going to be mentioning the first author and then checking, okay, do I know any people from the other authors? And if I know them, I'm going to tell you about them. But if I don't know them, for the sake of time and to give me some more time to ramble, then I will just say Yan Shao et al. And this group is from Canada, Vancouver. There's also somebody from Radiology Hospital, Children's Hospital, Boston, Vancouver. Okay, so what did they do here is the purpose. Prostate cancer is a heterogeneous disease. And it's gonna get better, guys. I feel a little intimidated now by you because you all practice and I didn't. But stay with me. Stay with me. Anyway, so this disease requires tools to assess oncologic risk and guide patient management and treatment planning, of course. So what they did in materials and methods, they proposed a deep learning histopathology image-based risk stratification model. And it's interesting because it combines, let's see if I can make it even better. Clinical, sorry, this one. Clinical pathologic data along with H&E and Ki-67 stained histopathology images. So they used clinical pathologic data, H&E, and Ki-67 images. And then they train and test the model using 5-fold cross-validation strategy on dataset from 502 treatment-naive prostate cancer patients who underwent radical prostatectomy between 2000 and 2012. So that's a new paper, but an old patient cohort. And the concordance risk as a measure to evaluate the performance of various risk stratification models. And this stratification model, based on convolutional neural networks, demonstrates superior performance with Gleason grading and the cancer of the prostate risk assessment post-surgical risk stratification model. So this demonstrates superior performance too. Okay, so it's better than Gleason grading. Let me take a different color. Better than Gleason grading, and there's this cancer prostate risk assessment post-surgical risk stratification models. And 3.9% of the low-risk patients were correctly reclassified to be high risk. Oh, and 21 of the high risk were correctly reclassified as low risk. Okay, so with these other methods, we had misclassifications, and it highlights the importance of machine learning as an objective tool for histopathology image assessment and patient risk stratification. My questions here I'm just going to be sharing my thoughts on what I think here. And my thoughts are thoughts of a veterinary pathologist, right? So everybody's going to have their own thoughts on this and different questions. But my thoughts are, okay, we have here clinical, I'm sorry, I apologize for not knowing how to use my app. Clinical pathology data. Okay, that's like text data. Then we have H&E, which is normally done, and Chi-67. And then you need to run a model on it. My question is, okay, what is, like, how do you implement this? But if they're misclassified patients, I like it. Will I read the full paper? I might check how they deployed it, because obviously you're not gonna know it from the abstract. Let me know, are you reading this one or not? I'm on the fence. I don't know if I'm gonna read this one. So after every abstract, I'm gonna be telling you my thoughts. Oh, sorry, my thoughts if I'm gonna read the full paper or what I'm gonna do with the full paper. Sometimes they have cool images, so that's what I'm gonna do. Let me know. Are you reading the prostate cancer one? Are you reading the? Can you read the title again? But no, sorry. Goodness, Alex, that's why I need to practice. Prostate cancer risks stratification by digital histopathology and deep learning. And you guys now motivated me to practice. You guys are amazing. I have an amazing group of digital pathology trailblazers who I know some of you are in the US and you woke up to be here at 6 a.m. This is something. I appreciate you so much. Oh, and we have some voices that the paper seems quite interesting, Mustafa. Okay, let's see how many we do today. I might stay over time, but okay, let's do this one. The next one is called a pathologist AI collaboration framework for enhancing diagnostic accuracies and efficiencies. I really like it because it's pathologist AI collaboration. I like that one. Pathologist AI collaboration, because I believe that's what we should do with AI. That's why I like it. But it's just me. If you don't like it, that's okay. Who is the author here of this paper? It's Zi Huang from Stanford University of Medicine in Stanford, California. Who else do we have? For now, I'm gonna say Zi Huang et al. Because I don't think I know anybody else from these authors. But if by any chance you're in the audience, let me know, because then I can get to know you and you can say hi. So we have Stanford, everybody Stanford, but different departments. So there's pathology, biomedical data science. I don't understand was Department of Pathology, affiliation 1 is Pathology Stanford. Pathology Stanford. There is a difference. Find the difference. I'm clearly not finding it. Anyway, and then there is Biomedical Science Division in Stanford as well. So, oh, that is a very, very small abstract, guys. That's okay. So, in pathology, the deployment of AI in clinical settings is considered, is constrained by limitations in data collection. Oh yes, in model transparency and interoperability. I thought it was interoperability. That's like a biggest challenge than people realize. But yes, we are constrained by limitations in data collection. That's why I was reviewing the other one. It's like, okay, how much data do you need to collect for this stratification? But we focus on this one. So they describe a digital pathology framework, NUC, nuclei.io. Nuclei.io. Okay, sorry. Nuclei.io. Can we Google it? Can we Google it right now? No, let's focus. Let's focus. We're going to Google later. Or maybe Googleable. That incorporates active learning and human in the loop real time feedback. Sounds good. Active learning, human in the loop real time feedback. This is perfect. This is like the perfect scenario for not being afraid of deploying AI in the medical field, for the rapid creation of diverse data sets and models. We validate the effectiveness of the framework via two crossover under studies that leveraged collaboration between AI and the pathologists, including the identification of plasma cells in endometrial biopsies and the detection of colorectal cancer metastases in lymph nodes. These are two different algorithms, two different solutions. Plasma cells in endometrial biopsies and colorectal cancer metastasis in lymph nodes. I guess so. The metastasis in lymph nodes is something that you can easily overlook, and the chameleon challenge. It was one of the most famous challenges. The stream is not working for someone. For Jennifer, the stream is not working. Is it still working for everybody who's on? Jennifer? Yes, there will be a recording. If it's not working for any of you, there is going to be a recording. And you know what? If I ramble too much, you can watch the recording at 2x speed. I sometimes do that. Just let me know if you can. Everything is okay. I assume you are still here, so everything is okay. But if something is okay, Bob is saying it's working perfect. Thank you. So moving on this one. Two things. I was saying the metastasis, easy thing to overlook, easy thing, I mean, easy, relatively easy to find. You have two classes. You have the metastasis, which are epithelial cells, and you have the rest of the lymph node, right? So that's something that I was waiting to be deployed. And I think that's going to be interesting. Me in those papers. Okay, is deployed? Is it used somewhere, or is it just research? Because I want to see stuff that's deployed that gives me the most joy when it's actually entering the clinic, entering real life. You know what? Again, that is my angle. Um, I might be reading this one, guys, actually, because first of all, the abstract is so short, so I have more questions. But let's finish it. In both studies, nuclei.io yielded considerable diagnostic performance improvements. So yeah, of course, I want to know what were the improvements. How did they test the improvement? Collaboration between clinicians and AI will aid digital pathology by enhancing accuracies and efficiencies. I say yes to that if we use it responsibly. Something that I'm reading right now is a book, ChatGPT MD, and I read many of those books. Is it working? Oh, my layout is not working. Changing layout stopped working. No, it's working. So my favorite, or not my favorite, but one of the books that I like to read. So I read mostly nonfiction, or like self-improvement or a description of reality. And my recent fascination, or not so recent since I started doing this blog, is when doctors write about healthcare. So one of the books that I'm reading now is ChatGPT, and it describes like how generative AI could help. And then I keep reading it. I'm going to do a review on this book, and I did already on a different one that is off topic. Anyway, on this ChatGPT one, I read it, and he like describes first all the shortcomings of the American healthcare, and if you want to know about like real things happening in American healthcare, read any of these books. This is what's actually happening. So an example, everybody is supposed to have electronical health records in America. I don't know where they have it. Maybe they have it on their like computer somewhere or on a hard drive. But last time I went to an orthopedic surgeon, I brought a CD with my MRI images of my knee from last visit. Then there was a special person greeting you at the door, and they were next to a computer. And they're like, "Oh, encouraging people." They were put on this chair specifically by the practice management to encourage people to fill everything in the computer. So I'm like, "Okay, no problem. Alexandra Zhurav, blah blah blah. What happened?" And she's like, "Oh, thank you for using. And now here is the paper to fill the same information with a pen. And then you can go to the desk and give it to the lady at the desk." And I'm like, is this some kind of like like a joke, or is there a hidden camera? Are they making fun of me? So that in real life, that was like a month ago that what happened. So in this book, it describes, oh, this is all the healthcare, and AI can help with all that. And I'm like, yeah, show me first. I'm like, good concept, but I want to see it. So that is my general like rule in life. I want to see it, and I'm going to believe it. Okay, so I am reading this one. Are you guys reading this one? Let me know if the pathologist-AI collaboration is something for you to read. Yeah, let's move on, Emmanuel. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do this. A power quantification of nuclear morphology in no, go away. In cancer cells enables prediction of genome instability and prognosis. Seems complicated one to me. But that's, oh, it's Path AI. It's a company, Path AI, and John Abel at Al. I think I'm just gonna, for the sake of time, I'm gonna say John Abel et al. And what they do, while alterations in nuclear size, shape, and color are ubiquitous in cancer, comprehensive qualification of nuclear morphology, we're doing nuclear morphology across a whole slide histologic image remains a challenge. Yes, you have to segment them all and all that stuff. Here we describe the development of pan-tissue deep learning based, sounds interesting already, pan-tissue, so all tissues, deep learning based digital pathology pipeline for exhaustive nucleus detection, segmentation. Let me make this bigger for you. Segmentation and classification. And the utility of this pipeline for nuclear morphologic biomarker discovery. Okay, so they described the utility as well. And they did collect a lot of manual annotations for nuclei. Okay, that must have been an interesting job for those who did it. Were used to train an object detection and segmentation model for identifying nuclei, which was deployed to segment nuclei in H&E stained slides from breast cancer, for different cohorts, breast cancer cohorts. BRCA, this is the BRCA, LOD, and the TCGA cohorts. So TCGA is the Cancer Genome Atlas, and interpretable features describing shape, size, color, and texture of the nucleus were extracted from segmented nuclei and compared to measurements of genomic instability. Oh, interesting. So they are the shape of the nuclei against genomic instability. So they are looking at visually recognizable stuff and checking if it correlates, or if there is a let's call it correlation to genomic instability, gene expression, and prognosis. So, and this model performed comparably to previously reported models. Okay, and that's fine. So it means hopefully good segmentation. Features extracted from the model revealed differences sufficient. Oh wow, differences sufficient to distinguish between different cohorts, the BRCA, LUAD, and PRAD. So they could distinguish those different mutations based on the shape or of those properties of the nuclei. Furthermore, cancer cell nuclear area was associated with increased aneuploidy score and homologous recombination deficiency. In BRCA, increased fibroblast nuclear area was indicative of poor progression-free and overall survival, and was associated with gene expression signatures related to extracellular matrix modeling and anti-tumor immunity. Okay, regardless of those like specifics, which might make me want to read this one. Let me know if you want to read this one. I'll write a yes for myself here, because I want to see what the segmentation was. But basically, this is so cool because when there are those molecular predictions from tissue, it's always like, how can you explain it? What is the explainability of this model? Like, do we need to run other tests? What do you need to check it against? And here you basically you see visually something, you can confirm it visually, and this is what you analyzed, and then you correlate it. Even though you cannot quantify it visually, you can confirm it visually, you correlate it to mutations. This is amazing. My friends, we are already at time. I know I was rambling a lot, so let's do one more, and then you can just decide what you want to do, stay or leave, or I think we're just going to finish this one. So, and you know what? Thank you for the comments to hurry up. I love it. I love it. Okay, focus and a different color. Performance evaluation of a novel artificial intelligence model. If I know aneuploidy score, I don't know what the score exactly is, but it's counting some aneuploidy, which is aneuploidy. It's a number of chromosomes, I think. I would definitely check it. They probably explain it in this paper if we read the full paper. But focus again, different view, and performance of evaluation. Can you send these papers in a newsletter? I will send them in a newsletter, and I will also send you the video where you can set up those alerts and get those alerts as well. Performance evaluation of a novel artificial intelligence assisted digital microscopy system for the routine analysis of bone marrow aspirates. Okay, modern pathology. I'm interested. Who is here? Adam Bag et al. Oh, Joanna Wiśniewska. That sounds Polish. Okay. And where are we doing this research? In University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Also, this is Department of Laboratory Medicine. Also, Portland, Oregon, and Tel Aviv, Division of Pathology, Faculty of Medical and Health Services. Yes, we have Tel Aviv, we have University of Pennsylvania, and Oregon. International. And what happens in this abstract? So let's see. Okay. Bone marrow aspirates smear analysis is essential for diagnosis, treatment, and monitoring a variety of benign and neoplastic hematological conditions. Yes, of course. Currently, this analysis is performed by manual microscopy. Yeah, like 90% of everything we do in pathology, or 99. We conducted a multi-center study to validate a computational microscopy approach with an AI-driven decision support system. This is nice, decision support. We like, because there is the human loop, or I like. Okay. 795 BMA, which is the bone marrow aspirate specimens, with different stains from patients with neoplastic and other clinical conditions were analyzed, comparing the performance of Scopio Labs full field BMA system. So Scopio Labs is a scanner, and they had a model where they would place their scanners. They had a model for veterinary medicine. They don't do it anymore, but basically they were placing scanners in the clinic, especially for cytology and things that did not require histopathological processing. And this was compared to manual microscopy, the reference method, and the system provided an average of a lot of cells for analysis, 1,385 plus 536 cells per specimen for analysis. 1,000 cells in a bone marrow aspiration, is that a lot? We would need to ask somebody who looks regularly at bone marrow samples, but it doesn't seem so a lot to me. We will confirm. Okay, so we had average of 40 fields of view. That's a lot. 4 fields of view is a lot. A range 0 to 140 per specimen were selected by system for analysis. Of them, 87 were accepted for the qualified by the qualified operators. These regions were included in an average of 17 regions of interest. Okay, I'm a little confused here. But we will figure out what it is about. These regions were included in an average of 17 regions of interest per specimen. The efficiency, sensitivity, and specificity of primary and secondary marrow aspirate characteristics. Okay, so we have some parameters, maturation, morphology, and count assessment, as well as overall inter-user agreement were evaluated. So we are evaluating, there's a system, the Scopiolab BMA system, this is the test method, and there is the observer, and they are evaluating maturation of the cells, morphology, and count. And I'm like, okay, they made people count 1,000 cells. That is tough. As well as overall inter-user agreement were evaluated. The test method showed high correlation with the reference method. Okay, and comprehensive BMA evaluation, marrow aspirate, both on Romanovsky and Prussian blue stains. These are different stains for a bone marrow. The overall agreement between the test and the reference method was 91%. For repeatability and reproducibility, or all standard deviations and coefficients. Okay, right. This high degree of correlation between the digital decision support system, and manual microscopy demonstrates the potential. It demonstrates the potential, yes. That means it's not implemented. Of the system to provide high-quality, accurate BMA analysis, expediting expert review and diagnosis of BMA specimens with practical applications, including remote BMA evaluation, and possibly new opportunities for the research of normal and neoplastic ways. Okay, what I don't understand here, and guys, maybe you already understand it, but what I don't understand is, how was the system evaluating maturation, morphology, and count it? It was just counting. That's easy. And how was it the support? So the system would have to be viewed by a pathologist. See, I would need to check this to know more. Okay, I'm not gonna make it any longer than we need to. Leave me comments how to improve. Leave me comments what you'll be interested in. Leave me comments, or send me papers on LinkedIn that you would like to see here. And later we can include this other stuff than just the stuff that comes to me per email. And I am so happy you joined me. That was an honor to have you here so early in the morning. And when my life gets to a point where I can do it later in the day, I will. And with that, I wish you a fantastic weekend. And I talk to you through emails and through other videos and through podcasts. You have a wonderful day.